Hello everyone. So these are 20 tips in using Microsoft Word. So tip number 1, clipboard, copy and paste. So the normal way someone will copy and paste is just to highlight and right click and copy and then paste. But in Microsoft Word on the left side there's a clipboard tab. I'm going to click on it. When I highlight, for example, this first paragraph and I'm right clicking it, I'm going to copy. It shows up here. Now I can paste it here, but I'm also going to highlight this second paragraph. I'm going to right click and say copy, and it shows up here. So if I want to paste this first paragraph, all I have to do on the left side, I just click on it. And I can click on it again. So I can also do this with the second paragraph. So I want to make sure my cursor is here. And I click on it. So I can also paste the second paragraph here just by clicking on it. And it's here. Tip number 2, dark mode. So to enable dark mode in Microsoft Word, I'll click on File, click Account. So under Office Theme, there's a drop-down menu. So I'll click on Black. And this is how it shows. I can also click on dark gray, and this is how it shows. So I can also change the color of the page. So to do that, click on design, and on the right side there's a page color tab. Click on the drop down menu and there's a list of colors that I can choose. Now when dark mode is enabled in one Microsoft Office application, it is also enabled in the other applications, for example in Excel. Tip number 3, editor. So to use the editor feature, I will click on review, and on the left side click on editor. Now on the right side here it gives me suggestions. So it says there are 6 total suggestions, and these are the corrections: 3 spelling, 3 grammar. Also there are refinements with clarity, and there's a whole list here. So for example, I'll click on the spelling and it shows me that identity is misspelled. So it gives me suggestions here. I can also click the read aloud and it will read aloud
Industry
here.
regulations.
So I can go to the next one here just by the forward arrow. I can also click on the back arrow here. Click on grammar. It tells me I should use THERE there instead of this one. I go to the next, and to go back just click on this back arrow. Tip number 4, immersive reader. So to get to immersive reader, click on view and it's here. So this is the tab. I'm going to click on it. So this is how it shows. Now this is a text spacing. If I click on it, it shows like this. I can also click in the other tab, and this is how it shows up. I can also click on the read aloud tab.
Your name. Instructor.
And it will read aloud. Now this is the line focus tab, and there's a drop down menu. If I click on one line, this is how it shows. So I can go line to line on the entire document using the up and the down arrows on the keyboard. I can also choose 3 lines. There's also 5 lines. Also I can change the page color. So I can choose any type of color that is listed here. Tip number 5, save Word as a PDF document. So in Microsoft Word, you can save a Microsoft Word document to a PDF. So to do that, click on File. Now there's a tab here, Save as Adobe PDF, but if you don't see that, just click on Save As, and on the right side, click on the drop-down menu, click on PDF, click on Save, and it will save your Word document into a PDF. Tip number 6, drawing and inking tools. So on the top menu here, I will click on Draw, This is the selector, so I'm going to click on it. So I'm going to choose the highlighter, so I can highlight this. I can click the pen, and under the pen there's a drop down menu, and I can choose the size of the pointer. I can choose a color, and I can just write on it or draw in it. So I'll select this pen, click on the drop down menu. I'm going to choose red. So to use the eraser, I'll just click on the eraser and it will erase the writing. So this is the ink replay. So when I click on that, so whatever I have drawn or written here, it's recorded and I can play it back. Also there's the ink to shape. So if I draw a square, it gives a perfect square shape. So for example, I'm going to draw a circle. I'll click the ink to shape and I'm just going to draw a circle here. When I release the mouse, it forms perfectly. So there are more features here that you can use. For example, ink to matte. There's also the drawing canvas. Tip number 7, insert online video. I can insert an online video in Microsoft Word. So to do that, I will click on Insert, and on the right side there's an online video tab. I'm going to click on it. So all I have to do is right click and paste the URL of the YouTube video. Click Insert, and this is the video, and I can adjust the size. I can also play the video here right from Microsoft Word. Tip number 8, compress Word document. So you can compress your Word document if it's a huge file. Go to File, scroll down and click on Options, and on the left side click on Advanced. Scroll down until you see Image Size and Quality. So on the default resolution, there's a drop down menu here, and there are lower pixels per inch here, for example 150 and 96. Tip number 9, screenshot. So I can take a screenshot or screen clipping either of my Windows screen or a website or part of a website. So for example, to do that, I'll click on the Insert tab here, and on the right side this is the Screenshot tab. So I have a website open here. It's a Wikipedia website that is opened here, and there's also screen clipping. I can take a screen clipping of the website. For example, I'm going to click on screen clipping, and it brings up the Wikipedia site, and I can just take a clipping. For example, this picture, I just highlight the picture with a mouse, release it, and it's embedded in the Word document, and I can move it around. I can adjust the size. Tip number 10, dictate. So to use the dictate feature in Microsoft Word, click on the Home tab, and on the right side click on the dictate icon and start speaking. I'm going to click on it. Hello everyone, full stop. How are you today? Question mark. And to stop, just click on the icon here. There's also the settings icon here. So when I click on that, I can click on auto punctuation, and there's also the language. You can change the language here. So there's a whole bunch of languages that can be selected. Tip number 11, transcribe. So in Microsoft Word, there's a feature to transcribe, and this will transcribe a file, for example an MP3 file or an MP4 file. It will extract the audio from the file and convert it to text. So on the dictate tab, I'm going to click on the drop down here, click on transcribe. I can start recording here with my microphone. I can also upload the audio here. So it says here I can generate a transcript by uploading an audio file. For example, I can use a WAV, an MP4, an M4A, or an MP3. So I'm going to click on upload audio. So I have an example here. So this is an M4A file. I'm going to click on it. Click open, and it's transcribing here. Now when it's done, the audio was converted to text, and it gives me speaker 1 and another one, speaker 1 here. Now I can edit this. Once I click on this edit icon here, I can edit the name here, and I can also edit this text here. I can click on this to confirm it. I can cancel here. So when I click on the add to document, there's a drop down menu here. I'll click on it, and I can choose any one of these to add it to the document. So I'm just going to select just text. I can choose with speakers or with these other options. So I'm going to select just text, and it's added on to the document here. And I can edit it also here, and I can add whatever text I want. Tip number 12, set default font. So to set the default font in Microsoft Word, click on the Home tab, and this is the font section. There's an icon here, click on it, and the font menu appears. So this is the font type. I'm going to click on this one. This is the font style. I'm going to select bold, and this is the font size. I'm going to choose example 20. Now the font color, I can choose, for example, blue, and there are all these options here. So here's where I need to click on the tab, set as default. When I click on it, I get two options here. Do I want to set the default font for this document only, or all documents in Microsoft Word? So I'm going to say just for this document only. I'm going to click OK. And the default font has been set for this document only. Tip number 13, transform to web format. So to transform a Word document into a web format, Microsoft uses Sway to do this. Click on File, scroll down, click on Transform, and on the right side it says Transform to Web Page. So there's a whole list of options here under Style that I can choose. So for example, I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to click on Transform, click on Transform again, and the Word document is converted into a Microsoft Sway web page. So this is the converted Word document. Tip number 14, stock photos. So to insert stock photos in Microsoft Word, click Insert, and on the Pictures tab, click on the drop-down menu. Now I have some options here. I can insert pictures from this device, which is my computer, and there's also stock images and online pictures. I'm going to select stock images, and there's a lot of categories here. There's icons, there's cutout people, stickers and illustrations, and under images I can also type what I'm searching for example dogs. So I'm going to choose this, click Insert, and I can adjust this picture. I can also move it around. Tip number 15, shrink page. So for example, I have this Word document and it's in 2 pages, and I want to shrink this and make it into 1 page. So to do that, I need to go to File, Options, click on Quick Access Toolbar, Click on the drop down menu, select all commands. Now I have to scroll down until I see shrink one page. So I'm going to select this, click add, click OK. So the icon shows up here. Now to shrink this document from 2 pages to make it to 1, all I have to do is click on the shrink to fit icon. And when I do that, it shrinks it to 1 page. Tip number 16, focus. So to use the focus feature in Microsoft Word, for example, I have this Word document and I want to just eliminate all distractions and just concentrate on the Word document itself. So on the top menu here, click on View, and this is the focus icon here. I'm going to click on it, and this is how it shows. So this is the focus feature in Microsoft Word, and it eliminates all distractions on the side. Tip number 17, Resume Assistant. So to use the Resume Assistant feature in Microsoft Word, click on the Review tab, and on the right side there's a Resume Assistant tab. Click on it. Now this Resume Assistant is connected with LinkedIn, and you can type in, for example, I'm going to type Network Administrator. I can type an industry here, and it gives me a whole list here. So these are work experience examples, and this is from LinkedIn. So I can click on Read More. So it explains Network Administrator. So I can scroll down, I can click on See More Examples. And when I click on See Examples on LinkedIn, it will take me onto the LinkedIn website. When I click on the back arrow, there are some articles to help write resume. And if I scroll down, there are suggested jobs also. So it gives a list of jobs here. So this is the Resume Assistant feature in Microsoft Word. Tip number 18, translate a Word document to another language. So to translate this document into another language, for example Spanish, I need to click on Review, and this is the Translate tab. I'm going to click on it, and there are 2 options. I can translate a selection or the entire document. So I'm going to select Translate Document, and on the right side I have these options. Now it says 2, so there's a drop down menu here, and I need to choose the language, so I'm going to choose Spanish. I'm going to click on Translate, and it translates the entire document into Spanish. Tip number 19, Researcher. So to use that feature in Microsoft Word, click on References, click on the Researcher tab, and on the right side, type a topic that you would like to research on. So for example, I'm going to type pyramid. And when I scroll down, I get a bunch of topics on pyramid. So I'm just going to click on the first one. I'm going to click on Read More. Now to add this to my Word document, all I need to do is just highlight it. I'm going to highlight this section, and when I release the mouse, I get these 2 options. So I'm going to choose the first one, and it's added on here. Now I can add pictures also. I'm going to click on this, and there's a plus icon here. I'm going to add this image, so I click on it and the image is added on, and the image is added on here, and the image is inserted in the Word document. I'm going to click back here. Now there are also journals, and there are more. Now there's also journals, there's websites, there's books, and it gives you a whole list. There's also topics, and if I click on the drop down menu, I have all these options. And the researcher uses Microsoft Bing. So that's researcher. Tip number 20, @mention someone. So you can use the @mention someone feature in Microsoft Word, and this is if you want to send it to someone so they can review your document or review part of the document. So for example, I'll highlight this first paragraph and I want to send it to someone to review, so I'm going to use the @mention feature. So I'm going to click on review, click on new comment, and it pops up here. So I'm just going to type the @ and a list of email addresses that are in my domain will show up. So I'm going to click on tech. Now I'm going to type a comment here. So I'm going to say, please review. So I'm going to click here to send the comment, and I got another box, grant access. I'm going to say share and notify. That's fine. And the other person will get that in their email so they can edit it. So this is how the email looks when the other person receives it. And there's these two tabs, add to comment, go to comment, and when I click on add to comment, the person can type in their comments and click insert. So I can also share this document with another person or a group. I just have to click on the share button here, and I just have to type the email address, and I can type a message here and click send. I can also give them the specific permission. I can also copy the link and email that link to the person I want to share this document with. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I thank you for watching. I ask you to subscribe